Hey everybody, I'm Charlotte. So today's video is a bit different. You can see I'm in a blanket. It's just because the room's a bit cold. And I just really want to talk about a topic that has come to light in my life recently. And it's a word that I never even knew about, and I never understood what the meaning of it was and how much it truly affected my life. And that word is self-love. I feel that a lot of girls don't understand what the word self-love means, and I didn't either. And it really started when I was at this moment in my life where I thought, I'm going to take the biggest leap of faith that I've ever had. I'm going to leave my job in Sydney and I'm going to move to Bali. I'm going to live with my boyfriend. I'm going to live in this paradise that everybody loves. And I'm going to be a digital nomad. So I left in January, packed up my bags, gave up my visa, sold everything I owned, and I began this journey. And one thing that I thought I really needed to do to be happy was to be successful. So I was overworking myself, doing my part-time job as a designer still, while also starting an audiobook business. And then my friends were telling me how easy it is to start a social media marketing agency. So I was doing that as well. So I was thinking, I'm gonna succeed. I'm gonna get it. Everybody around me is the top of their game. I'm surrounded by the smartest people who are in this space, and I've seen them succeed. So obviously I'm gonna succeed. So work became my priority. And it was all that I did. I stopped going to the dance classes that I said and promised myself that I'd go to. I didn't even go to them. The only thing that I would do is really go out for lunch and go to the gym. But other than that, I denied all my time with my friends. I spoke to no one back from Sydney, and I just worked on myself. I worked on my business, and it sucked. It really, really sucked. It was a really low point for me because I was just so unhappy. I would be burnt out. I was getting sick, and all the things that made me want to wake up in the morning were just gone because they no longer fit in my schedule and they weren't a priority. And I was trying to figure out why I wasn't succeeding and why I wasn't happy anymore and why it wasn't working out. You know, every time I thought I was going to go and launch my website for the first time for the social media marketing agency, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't go through with it. I just felt something was so wrong. There's something about it that I really didn't want to do. That's when I realized that there's something that just didn't make sense there. I was just doing things that I was being told to do that I didn't want to do. I was sacrificing all the things that mattered to me. And then about 5 months into my time there, where I was already been crying for every other day, basically. Christian, my boyfriend, got all of it. I would just come, I'd be angry, I'd be crying. None of it's even his fault. I was just like wallowing in my own misery. And then his parents were in town and his sister was visiting. And his older sister has 2 kids. They're, I believe, 3 and 8, just absolute bundles of energy. And they don't even speak English. They're Danish. They don't speak English. So the things that we connected on were actually in really creative ways. We would dance and we would draw. And then they would always ask me to dance and draw with them. And of course I wanted to impress his family. So I said, yes, yes. And I love kids and I love their energy. So I did everything that they wanted to do. If Summer wanted to dance at 10:30 at night and listen to all the Just Dance videos on the computer, I would. We would get up there and we would start dancing, right? And then everyone would start joining in. And it just brought me so much happiness. And then Felix would say, Charlotte, come draw with me. And then we would take my pens and we would start coloring everything in. And it didn't look like anything that he thought it would, but it was just the fact that he would just do it and he would ask me to do it. And I thought, why is it that when the kids ask me to do something fun, I say yes, But when I want to do something fun for myself, I said no. But it was at these moments that I felt the happiest, where I could be creative again. And then it reminded me of the fact that they're living their best life. They're literally doing whatever they want. They want to dance, they're doing it. They want to draw, they want to sing, they're doing it. They're not telling themselves they're not allowed, which is what I was doing. I was denying myself everything that made me happy because I thought that building a new business was the most important thing. And it sucked. It drained the life out of me. And it made me so unhappy. And that was when I realized that you don't find happiness in chasing those types of dreams. You find happiness when you actually go back to doing the things that make you happy. Being with the kids, it really reminded me of how much I loved dancing. And it triggered me to go and enroll in my dance classes. Then again, I was out of the house for once and actually doing the things that I enjoyed, the things that I'd put off for 5 months because I made up all these excuses for myself to just sit there and be unhappy. It led to another thing where I was going out to the beach clubs by myself and just enjoying my own free time and just appreciating what it is to do the things that you want to do. Because that really changed my mindset. That was the moment everything flipped. The moment everything flipped my life in Bali. It was so shit for the 5 months leading up to it, just because I had told myself how much I hated it. And then the kids came and they're just reminded me, just have fun. And then immediately I was like, fuck, you're right. Why do I keep trying to build these businesses I don't care about? And I started having fun again. And it just made things so much better. When you start thinking about yourself and what you want and not what you think people want and what they want from you and what they think is best for you and what you should be doing for your own business, it doesn't fucking work. You don't care. You don't wake up in the morning for it. Like, self-love is being able to realize that the things that you want are important, and you shouldn't be listening to what others are telling you to do, because they don't know what you want at the end of the day. You know, your gut knows. When you wake up and you're like, I don't want to do it, it's because you don't freaking want to do it. And no one's gonna be there to tell you that, or you're not gonna learn that from someone else. Like, you just really have to look inwards to find that. And that's like, and I think sometimes we all lose track of that. We get all these pressures from the people around us, from the expectations from our family. Like, you know, my parents always tell me I have to make a lot of money to be successful. Or from your friends, they expect you to act a certain way. So the moment you deviate, they think, she's off the rails. What is she doing? She doesn't know what she wants anymore. Or the people that are jealous of you and will tell you you're not going to succeed, right? Like, those people, sometimes we lose track of ourselves and the things that matter most to us, because all we want to do is fit in or make other people happy. And I can tell you it doesn't work. I know it doesn't work. I tried it. How many of you out there are trying that right now? And you know it's not working. You know there's something missing, right? And it's a really hard thing to accept. It took me a really long time to accept that I don't value my own opinions and I'd rather listen to those of others. But over the last few weeks, I've really been trying to work on that. And there are a few things that I've been doing to help me with that process. And I want to share my biggest one with you today. Just one, to keep it simple. And that has been journaling. Journaling has been the most soothing and relaxing thing for me that has brought me to where I am today. It was such a simple task that I did, but it helped me go inwards and find clarity in my own thoughts by not asking others for answers, but asking myself for the answers. So I started the journal. Really, it was from this book called The Artist's Way, which asked me to write 3 pages every day. And I really refined that process so it would work for my own lifestyle. And right now, the best way that I do it is I ask myself 2 questions. The first one is, what was my magic moment from the day before or in the last 24 hours? This could have been something that just ignited you during the day. Something clicked in your head. It was a moment where you felt super, super happy. Anything, but it's a moment you remember from the last 24 hours. And then the second question you want to ask is, what is my intention for today? When you set an intention, your day now has a purpose. And now it can be something so simple as, my intention is to not drink coffee today. But now you have a goal. You're going to wake up with a goal, and you're going to subconsciously want to achieve that goal, right? So if you just write and do these two things in your journal every day, you can write you can keep it super short. You can even just answer those two questions, or you can go in and reflect on it. Why was that my magic moment? What was the feeling I felt during that magic moment? And how do I get that feeling again? Or why is doing something like that my intention for today? Where does that motivation come from? And then you start asking yourself all these questions you would have never asked before, and you just look deep inside you to find that answer, and then you'll keep asking the whys. And over time, you'll notice that it flows. Those answers start flowing out of you, and you just become very conscious about your own thoughts. That has been one of the biggest turning points for me, that has really opened me up to this world of exploring the definition of self-love and how to get closer to it. And some of you just might not be ready to take those big leaps yet, but just journaling and asking yourself those two questions right now, even if you just ask yourself that question right now, is a really good starting point to get you closer to that. I like, this is my journal right here. I've been doing it for 60 days straight now. I don't know if you can see this, but I have all my dates written here. This is my second book. I don't have my other one because I had to leave it behind in Berlin, but 60 days. I've done this for 60 days straight, and my mentality has changed so much over these pages because of what I've learned about myself. I used to blame a lot of things. My journal used to be very negative. I hate this. This day sucked. What a bitch. All these things. And now it's so different. It's just filled with, I love my life. I'm so proud of myself. Today's going to be a great day. And it worked. This all worked. So I invite you to try this practice for yourself. Stick with it for 3 days. See what it's like. If you like it, keep going. If not, there's many other exercises you can do. All I want is for you to start thinking about this in a different light, and all it really takes is a really small moment for something to click in you, and for you to realize you can actually change your life. You can change the things that you hate around you if you just really take that time to slow down and reflect on it. For me, all it took was just spending some time with 2 little kids, and it reminded me how good it feels to do the things that you like.